Martha's Vineyard is an island just off the coast of Cape Cod. So we've got Cape Cod, it's kind of like an arm here. Martha's Vineyard is here. It's like a frog-shaped island, right down here, frog-ish shaped island, I guess, just on the bottom part of the arm of Cape Cod. And what's so interesting about it is it actually started out as a deaf colony. A lot of the people would just send their deaf people out there because they didn't really know how to function with them in society. And they came up with their own version of sign language, and they functioned as a society for a while until I think the last person who knew the Martha's Vineyard type of sign language passed away in the 50s, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure that that is necessarily accurate. But Martha's Vineyard is a very interesting place. It's very much a vacation destination. In the summertime, the population of the island tends to be about 100,000, 120,000 people, with people owning houses out there, spending time there. The vast majority of people do use the homes that are built on the island. But as soon as summer ends, the population drops to about 20,000 people. So that's 100,000 people that are just getting up and leaving. And I came in onto the island the end of August. So I got to see the very end of the summer, and then I was there for 10 and a half months. So I went all the way through winter and then left the beginning of June. So I missed the whole summer rush, which is fine. But a lot of people who live on who have homes on the vineyard are wealthy, famous people. Oprah Winfrey had her yacht there. That was cool. Her yacht had a helicopter on the back that was covered in like this red tarp that looked like velvet. And I was very curious as to who owned it, and one of the members looked it up. It's like, oh, yep, nope, that's Oprah's yacht. And I was like, well, I should be surprised, but I'm not. President Obama and former presidents actually go on vacation on Martha's Vineyard. Jacqueline Onassis, the former President Kennedy's wife, and her family owns a lot of land on the far side of Martha's Vineyard. I don't really know if it's the west side or the east side. I think it's the southeast portion of the vineyard. They own a lot of land up there. There are a lot of celebrities that own land out there. We did service for a man who worked with Denzel Washington and would go fishing with him on occasion, which I unfortunately wasn't there long enough to get to meet Denzel Washington. But he said that if we were around when he came around, then we could meet him. But I wasn't. And so I didn't. It was lame, but it was the vineyard was a very good experience. A lot of what we did out there, because the large majority of the houses are empty during the summertime, during the wintertime, was we didn't spend a lot of time knocking on doors. That just when most of the houses are empty, it's just not a great finding plan. So what we did is we worked with the members and we did service. I did service at the care facility on the island. It's called Windermere. It's a care facility for the elderly, those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and other difficulties. And we would do service there, and it was really fun. I really learned a lot about loving people for who they are. There were a lot of people who, because of their memory loss, regressed to a certain state, a certain period of life, and they were very, very kind in some instances and less so in others. But I learned about loving people for who they are and for being children of God in that instance. While I was out there, I had 3 different companions. So I got a companion. So he and I, my first companion out there, were shotgunned in. So the 2 missionaries were taken out and we were both put in. And then we were there for 4.5 months together. And we worked, we did service, we we tried to teach, and then he got transferred, and then I got another companion, and he was with me for about 3 months, and we built snowmen on the beach one day because it snowed the perfect soft snow that packs really well. And he turned to me. We were waiting for the bus, and we had about 15 minutes before the bus came, and we didn't have any appointments. It was time to start heading back, and we knew that we couldn't get into an appointment, and everyone else was at home, and we were the only ones out there. And so we decided to build some snowmen, and I was like, well, you've never built a snowman. I've never built one on the beach. Why don't we just kill two birds with one stone right here? And so we built these two snowmen right on the beach, and it was one of my favorite memories. And then the bus came, we jumped on it, and the ocean had washed them away by the next morning. Martha's Vineyard was a very unique experience for me. I had the opportunity to hold a calling in the branch out there, which was why I was there for so long. And so I got to love and learn about the people of the branch. And it was a very personal place for me. It's a place that holds a large portion of my heart. I love the people out there. The people are incredible. They're kind and caring. They're blunt and honest. It's the place that I learned that people like me for me and not for the person I try to be. I figured I'm already a Mormon missionary. The vast majority of the people on the island already think I'm weird because I'm a Mormon and I'm a missionary and I'm trying to get them to join our church. And so there was really no danger in me being myself and making people think that I was more weird. Because I was already there, and moving from here to here just isn't that big of a difference. So I became very comfortable with who I was, and learned a lot about the strengths that God has given me personally. And that's a very, very great area to learn things about yourself. The work at times was slow. But as long as you're serving the people, you're fulfilling your purpose as a missionary. And I tried to serve the people, and I tried to invite them to come to Christ with whatever opportunity I had. And I was very bold and very blunt in some occasions, and I'm actually still very good friends with many of the people who are not members on the island. And it's very interesting. They've got a very islander attitude about it out there. They grew up there, they lived there their whole lives, and they plan on dying there. It's very different from Massachusetts because it's got this very we are our own group of people attitude, and it's very but once you're welcomed in, you become part of the family. You may not have grown up on the island, but you were part of the family there. And they may not all like you, but they do respect you. And that's something that I really appreciated about it.